Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our Ring of Honor show for the week. Let's jump right into it. Our first match of the night was a TV title championship match. Matt Taven versus Zach Allen. Yes, you're right, that's Zach Allen, the one-legged wrestler formerly of the SmackDown brand. The one that Johnny Ace mistakenly did not hire, but made it right by hiring him. Good match. I don't want to sound politically incorrect, but I've never been a fan of Zach Allen. Once the novelty wears off, he's really not anything special in the ring. And don't get me wrong, I applaud the kid for everything he's done. He's battled back and beat cancer. He's, become a wrestler wrestling with one leg. Amazing story to me. However, it goes back to the suspension of disbelief. Why would I believe that this one-legged man, basically in an ass-kicking contest, could beat a guy like Matt Taven? And again, no harken. I have all the respect in the world for Zach Allen. I just can't get behind the character. It's not somebody I like. They put together a decent match, don't get me wrong. Not much different from any match I've ever seen Zach Allen in. He has his spots. He does his thing. He impresses. He flips around. But just not my cup of tea. Now next up we have someone that is my cup of tea. Jay Briscoe, coming out with his Briscoe World Title, Real World Title, whatever you want to call it. Cutting a promo, leaving an open challenge, which brings out Silas Young, who's been feuding with Jay's brother Mark. Silas and Jay put on a pretty good, hard-hitting match. At one point, Jay has a chair. Silas goes for a hammer. Mark blocks the hammer. Jay kicks the middle rope into Silas's man parts. Gets the win rather nefariously. I like what they're doing with Jay Briscoe. It's almost like he's an amalgamation of the Taz character with the FTW World Championship from ECW, for you guys that remember that, and the Stone Cold Steve Austin character kind of morphed into one character and doing his own thing, which is pretty cool. Next up we had the main event of the night. Again, Ring of Honor knocks it out of the park with their main event. Eddie Edwards versus Jay Lethal. I'm guessing one of Eddie Edwards' last appearances before going to NXT with Davey Richards. What a match. What a great match between two of the absolute greatest wrestlers in the world today. Jay Lethal's a guy, I don't know why any company that he's been in hasn't put a serious push behind him. The guy has charisma, he has talent. He has everything you could want in a wrestler, as Eddie Edwards does. Eddie Edwards has had a chance to run with the Ring of Honor World Championship, though. Lethal picks up this win in a very fantastic Ring of Honor main event match. And if I sound like a broken record, it's because they put him on over and over and over again, and they knock it out of the park every single week with their main event. Now let's go right into our rating system. Now, if you've seen the show, we have a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Gonna give it a 5 all the way. Zach Allen versus Matt Taven was serviceable. I had my own personal dislike for it. However, I can't hold it against a good match. Jay Briscoe versus Silas Young was a good match. Teetering on great. I think they left a little to be built on for the feud with Silas and Mark Briscoe, which I'm okay with that. Eddie Edwards and Jay Lethal, again, Ring of Honor knocking it out of the park. One of the great matches, one of the real reasons why Ring of Honor is the best professional wrestling show on television. Go out and watch the show. Find it on your cable. If not, go to ringofhonor.com. Thursdays, you can watch the last week's show every Thursday on their website, totally free of charge. Now, before we go off of the air, I want to mention a little something. as you know, I do the show, me and Gary originally, and now me for a little while. Gary's always going to be part of the show. He's going to come back at some point. He has some work issues that are keeping him from doing the show now. However, I'm going to take a little break next week. Next week, there's not going to be a Ring of Honor show. There's not going to be a WWE show. There's not going to be a TNA show. I'm taking the week off. I'm just going to... There's not going to be any weekly shows for me next week. Unless something really astounding happens and makes me have to do it. I'm just going to take a week break. I need to recharge, reinvigorate, come back stronger and better. For all the friends and fans that we have out there, we appreciate everything you do, and I feel it's time. I've been going non-stop for over a year doing these shows. I put out at least 3 shows a week. I need to recharge a little bit, come back stronger for you guys, and give you guys a better product. You've stuck with me. I appreciate it. You've been with me. You've been with Gary. You've been with both of us. I'm going to take a little break next week and take the 3 weekly shows off. Come back in 2 weeks, and you'll see us here. Hopefully you guys stick around. Don't give up on me. Just let me have my week break so I can rejuvenate, refresh, reorganize, come back with a bigger, better, badder show for you guys to watch. But basically, that's all I have to say about that. My name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.